What is good, YouTube friends? Today I want to discuss about all the FUD that's been happening in Defi-Kingdoms. I do want to address what's been happening and my perspective and what the team could potentially do to increase the confidence of the community. Now, before I address the FUD, I just want to say that anything that I mentioned today is from my own personal interpretation and my own understanding. It does not mean Defi-Kingdoms is a bad project. It just means that whatever I'm deciding to do is based upon my own experience. And when new information comes, you got to make new decisions, right? And right now you can see a lot of content creators pulling out of Defi-Kingdoms. We have some of the biggest creators. I'm not going to mention their name, but you would see that 2 weeks ago, they were telling everyone to go all in dual, dollar cost average, long-term projects. And then now it's like people are stepping away and just letting this project go. So first, let's address the FUD, right? How did this all start? All right, let's have a timeline here, because before Crystal Veil launched, this was an amazing project. You know, there's so much utility happening with the NFTs, just the community, and the overall gameplay was being developed as well. We saw Jewel go back up to like $11. Okay, let's go over here. Spiked up to $11, and as rewards got good, people started selling off Crystal or converting it to Jewel, selling that off, and then of course withdrawing some of their LP. And we got around up to, I'd say, around here. And in the last week or so, something happened, okay? And this is what happened. So if you guys don't know, when you farm Jewel, a portion of that is locked. And as the weeks go on, a percentage, you're able to receive more. And of course, if you have mining NFTs, you can send them off to mine this locked jewel. So it was a very good system, in my opinion, right? You're not allowing everyone to get all their rewards right away, and it makes people stay for the long run, because if your jewel is locked up for like a year, you have to come in every single day, send out your miners to get some of that locked jewel back. And over here, we can see that we were hitting around 50,000 unlocked a day. So from the overall user base, from people sending out NFTs, this was the magical number. However, someone found an exploit inside the contracts, and as people were allowed to transfer their locked jewel balance to different wallets, you were essentially able to mine that locked balance more than once. So essentially, let's say you compare, let's say I was able to exploit the contract. I'm essentially sending out all these NFTs to mine this locked jewel, and you're sending out that one, you're sending out that only one account to mine your locked jewel. So of course I have the advantage because I have multiple accounts. And what happened was, for the longest time, miners have had a premium because that was the utility towards the mining profession, right? And about 50% of that unlocked jewel from mining was from the exploit. So when I just look at this information alone, I see, okay, half of it is from the exploit. There are definitely some bad apples inside the community. But I think why the community is upset is because Frisky and the team knew about this exploit all the way back in January, so 4 months ago, and they didn't do anything about it because they said it was difficult or it wasn't a really big problem. But now, as they've seen the analytics and the back office and seeing what's happening, now they decided to take action. So I think there was a bit of a trust issue, and for them not being transparent about the problem, now it's kind of, going downhill. So that's the first thing. Now, as a result of that, people have been selling off their miners, and there is no premium anymore. So the floor price and the price of miners are pretty much close to the same. And for someone like me that had a strategy in summoning to breed miners, that kind of got destroyed as well, right? So the average Joe like me is losing money because of this. But that was like the first thing. And then, okay, there was other FUD as well, or other news, I should say. And Petrify over here is the person that's been able to kind of dig up information, looking through wallets, just giving his opinion as well. And he says that, look, they fixed it under 24 hours after shit hit the fan. So when they released it, or released the news that there were exploits, they were able to fix this in 24 hours. Why couldn't they fix this 3 months ago? Does that make sense? So that's just something that's a bit shady in my opinion. Now, I'm just going to scroll up a bit because the second problem now, okay? The second problem is that when you look into the white paper, okay, we have this address over here for initial liquidity fund. So when the gardens were released, you need to actually put in some liquidity. And so this would have been the address. And what happened was, apparently a friend of Frisky had access to this wallet, and not only did they deposit the initial liquidity fund, but they were able to farm anywhere close to $4 million worth of profits. And they've been selling some of those rewards as well. They've even changed the name of that account, started playing the game, even won a Gen 0 I think a land plot. And it's pretty wild, right? Like, I think the way that Frisky responded wasn't the best, because it's like someone inside the team was doing malicious activities, and we can't dox them because that's dangerous for the person that did it. But now it's like the community is questioning, hey, is Frisky behind all of this? Is he the person controlling the wallets? Is he the person making these big paychecks, right? Because you can imagine that when this wallet was investigated, when this wallet was investigated, this wasn't actually the wallet, right? There was a different wallet that was different to the white paper's wallet. So that's where the confusion is as well. They didn't change the white paper wallet, and now people like Petrify, they're investigating, and they have some hard evidence. So it doesn't make the team look really good. Something else as well that I've heard is there's been a coordinated attack, right? Like, if you look at the Discord, you can see that that people that have active, there's an active rune there. It's not like a mod or anything, but it just shows that the individuals that are super active inside the community, asking questions, answering questions. But lately, there's been an influx of a lot of new players or new accounts that have been really digging at the team. And this isn't this really escalated quickly, because when Jewel was going down and Crystal was going down, suddenly all these evidence of shady activities from the team have just arise, and all these new players are coming in and they're spamming inside the group chats, which is no good. But over here you can see, all right, one of the biggest whale mints, currently 40 mil locked, a massive amount of LP token from what I can tell, Zero Jewel in their wallet at the beginning of DFK. So to create a fair, even playing field for players, right? We had to wait for the gardens to come up, create the pair, and then of course go in. Now, what Petrify is saying is that this wallet over here magically had 2 mil jewel. Like, it wasn't bought anyway, it wasn't transferred. It just had 2 mil, jewel. And this player is on a dev account and is not listed in any of the dev accounts anyway, and has been dumping millions of jewels since DFK's inception. So these are some good questions to ask, right? How did they get the initial 2 mil of jewel? How did they rename their account? And of course, yeah, Harmony Explorer is kind of trash. So that's what's been happening right now, guys. And this is Frisky's response. Okay, so with the initial liquidity, the initial investment came through a personal connection in the form of 15K to be paired with Jewel for the Jewel 1 launch night. The initial liquidity was provided as a service to the project, and an agreement was made to never withdraw the initial liquidity, with interest earned from staking being only rewards from it. This person was not very crypto savvy in the beginning. I do not like that, to be honest. Like, you're providing liquidity for your project, you know, like there are thousands of people playing at that time. And why would you give that responsibility to someone that wasn't crypto savvy? All right, that part doesn't make sense. And I feel that's where there's a lack of transparency in there. And over here, right, you can see this person played the game, recompounded into the gardens, added additional liquidity to other pools, staking the jewel, bought heroes, etc., etc. All right, and of course the white paper discrepancy. So way forward, Frisky proposed for him to get removed from the team. A lot of people voted saying that, hey, you should stay and lead the team. We kind of need you to make the project thrive. Okay, so that's kind of like the biggest FUD, I'd say. Someone else mentioned that they bought their artwork for their website for $12. I can't find that anywhere right now. I don't know where that is, but that's pretty sad if that's true. Now let's look at some things that we should consider, okay? Because addressing the FUD is one thing, but what to do now? Like, Jewel is literally, you know, went from $10 last month all the way to $1.25 this morning, or wherever I live, right? $1.25, there's a bit of a bounce back right now. We're at $1.59, so that's a 20% increase from kind of the bottom, the new bottom. Can Jewel go lower? You know, I think that's an important question to kind of ask. It can definitely go lower right now. With the amount of players exiting the game, amount of people that have so much influence, like the content creators leading the game and, you know, recommending their plays leave the game, it can definitely go lower. But in my opinion, right, like, I can't sell at a loss right now, for me anyways. I might dollar cost average some out once this reaches $2.50, $3, etc., just to kind of keep myself safe. But I'm still going to be a part of the ecosystem and a part of the community. What I think the DFK team should consider doing is that $4 million profits. Share the evidence here. All right. Okay. With the $4 million profit that wallet had, I think they should consider using $1 million or so and doing a massive buyback and burn. Now you might be thinking, oh, Chris, easy for you to say, it's not your money. Yeah, but if this wallet has been able to generate $4 million of personal profit, all right, if there's some reserve funds in there, and with the price of Jewel being only $1.60, they could literally buy back 800,000 Jewel. All right, I know my math is wrong. It's probably 650,000 Jewel, right? And with that amount, with such less liquidity inside the gardens and the pools, I think this could go back up to at least $2 something, right? And I think this will be the first step to I guess once people see the price action of Dual going back up, people are gonna FOMO back in, and then moving forward, if they can release some gaming updates, this could just be left behind. Right, if there's gaming updates, if there's more utility for the project, they can increase that security for people. But I guess when there is a break of trust, it's very hard to continue, right? So guys, I'm still going to be here making some content. I am looking at other GameFi projects as well. Defi-Kingdoms has been my baby. My most successful content on YouTube. It helped me get monetized. It has a special place in my heart. Yes, a bit of the trust is broken, but I think that the ecosystem and team is still solid. It's just they need to reassess their team right now. They need to sack a few people, and they need to be more transparent when it comes to these little things, because the blockchain is a blessing, right? Like, everything's transparent. You can see all transactions. So there's geniuses inside Defi-Kingdom, right? Like, this is what has made the game thrive so much. Such advanced tokenomics and gameplay and strategies. There's so many brilliant minds inside Defi-Kingdoms. They're gonna find everything. So if you're watching this Defi-Kingdoms team, I'd say do a massive buyback and burn. Give some sort of incentives, so maybe the hero holders, to make people buy more heroes and lock up some of their jewel inside these heroes. Should also encourage maybe another summoning one, just so that people are actively playing. And whatever gaming updates that they have, add some more team members to the group to release some more updates. And if they can do consistent positive things for the next couple of weeks, this will just be a moment left in the dark. So guys, with that being said, I appreciate you all for watching so far. Let me know what your strategy is in Defi-Kingdoms. Do you believe the FUD? Do you believe Frisky's actions can be saved? And what's your strategy moving forward? Are you in or are you out? Whether you're in and out, I just want to say thank you all for the support and giving me a small voice inside Defi-Kingdoms community. But everything has been amazing. So I appreciate you all, and I'll see you definitely really soon. Peace out.